Hey Harvest Kids grade school team, good to see you. You can just listen and fold laundry or do the dishes while I talk you through the plan for this weekend. So we are covering the parable of the rich fool. The kids have been doing parables the last few weeks, so this is another one for them. Hopefully they know what a parable is by now. We're learning that God wants us to treasure our relationship with Him more than any of our possessions. We're looking at Luke 12:13 through 21. And the key verse for this week is Matthew 6:21, where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. That's the version I learned. It's your heart will be where your riches are in their version. Okay, so I'll see you at 9:30 on Sunday morning. We'll be in the Harvest Kids volunteer room, and I've got some warm drinks. We're going to need them, and treats for you and anyone that you're coming to church with this Sunday. So we'll start there. We'll just prepare for our morning. And then when you head into the classroom and we get started, we'll start off with connection time. I have some cool Guatemalan paper doll coloring sheets that I think some of the kids might enjoy. Last week we really looked at Guatemala and launched sort of the idea of a project that the kids are all going to be working on and raising money for over the next month to help kids in Guatemala. So we're really excited about that. And they got to make tortillas and they got to learn about the country, and they did some weaving and things like that. So we just want to continue that connection as we go into this week. So not much in the way of announcements other than midweek ministry or midweek mania is Wednesday, and we're collecting money for Guatemala. If there were any kids who weren't here last week, they can have a white box to take home. We'll play our worship songs, our Journey Today show, and then I have a compassion video I would like to try to show them. It didn't work last week, but it just kind of talks through what life is like in a compassion center. Then we go into reflect and response stations. Let's see, where are those? Got the go home guide right here. The draw it is, do you have more stuff than you really need? Draw a picture of some of the stuff that you probably could give to someone who needs it more. Talk to your parents about maybe giving it away. Journal, make a list of the ways that you want to be rich in God's eyes. In other words, tell God about some ways that you want to follow Him more closely. A couple of cool prompts to get them started. Then we go into our activity time. So we do our ABCs, application activity, Bible memory verse, and cool prayer activity. This is what I think is really going to impact the kids in the long run more than whatever great, fantastic lesson we teach them. I think that the doing and hands-on is what will help them to learn. So the first thing is called Body of Riches. So we'll have some butcher block paper in there. Basically, one kid lays down, the other kids trace that kid. And then you talk as a group about different ways that they could follow Jesus more closely in the week ahead, using different parts of their body. So for example, point to the hands of the outline and ask your group how they can use their hands this week to follow Jesus. Have different kids in your group write their answers on or near the hands. If kids can't write that, that's fine, just draw it. One way they could potentially do this is I sent all the parents a link, so if they'd like to sign up they can, but we're going to be selling like a little bake sale at our coffee shop, and the proceeds from whatever they bake and bring in to donate will go to the kids in Guatemala. So just an easy one for them right there. But they could use their eyes, their brains, their ears, feet, heart, knees, whatever they can think of to be rich in God's eyes through serving. And then if time allows, there's some really great discussion questions. I think they'll really help your group to have some good discussion. Next activity is called Pass the Planet. Here are the planets. There's a stack of deflated planets on my desk behind me. So basically put the verse sheet down, start with that. And then practice this a few times. It's a nice short one, so they should get it pretty quickly. And then you want to be able to say the verse while keeping the planet in the air. They can't catch it or throw it. They just have to keep it in the air. If it hits the ground before the entire verse has started the group, start over. Start from the beginning. You can play through the verse several times. If you want to make it harder, you could just call it a body part, or you could use any part except your hands. So head, I don't know. And then some questions about that. What are some ways that you can put away riches in heaven this week? And in other words, how could you do a better job following Jesus and living his way? That leads us to our cool prayer activity. So we are talking about drawing close to God in this activity. So we'll have another piece of poster, butcher paper, in the middle of the group, and junior leaders or whoever's leading the group write the word gift nice and big and tell the kids to think about a gift that they can give to Jesus. It could be a gift of time, talent, or treasure. And when we say treasure, we mean money, and maybe even words of encouragement. Some of the things that we talked about in the previous activity. When they're ready, have them draw a picture on the poster. So it's kind of like a group collage. And then when they're finished, allow them to talk about their gift, how they could use it for God. And when everyone's finished sharing, go ahead and lead them in prayer and encourage the kids to tell Jesus what they would like to give, to ask him to use it in big ways. We have a fact sheet that we didn't get to talk about last week. It's all facts about Guatemala, and I just think it could be cool to go through. Maybe you could even make it into a trivia game at the end when everyone's kind of coming back together. That could be really fun. I don't think I showed you this yet. I have black boxes. This is where they're supposed to put their money to go to the Guatemala collection. There will be a sign on it. I'm working on that. I have a few copies of the coloring sheet for the parable. In K1, we usually definitely do these. In grade school, if there's time and some of your kids are looking for something to do, there's a few copies of that. I think this might be for before we get started. I apologize. I copied these and cut them, but I did not look to see what they're for. But anyway, I have these cards, and they say things like corn on the cob. We'll figure that out. I'll tell you Sunday. I think that's it. It's pretty straightforward Sunday morning. Pastor Tommy's preaching, so it might be a little shorter. And I can't think of anything else to tell you, which I guess is a good thing. I'll see you Sunday morning. I'm praying for you. I'm thankful for you. I feel like I have the best team of volunteers in the world. And third weekend, don't tell the others, but you might be my favorite. I don't know. I probably shouldn't post this on the internet if I'm saying that out loud. Just kidding. Everyone's my favorite. Yeah, praying for you. Have a great Saturday, and I will see you soon. Bye.